I'm with Sahail Dabais from the John Paul II Foundation in Bethlehem. Now, Sahail, what is the John Paul II Foundation?
John Paul II Foundation here in Bethlehem is the headquarters for the John Paul II Foundation, mainly main quarters in Italy. Its main branch in the Middle East is in Bethlehem. Now, John Paul, as I said, is originally from Italy, is a Catholic foundation that deals with investment in human being, helping human being on all levels. We have, as John Paul, many projects in many places in the Middle East. They have built a school in the north and in Lebanon, in Iraq, in Baghdad, I think, a social institution center in Iraq. Here we are in Bethlehem, the baby hospital for surgery is going on with the Bethlehem Association for Rehabilitation in Beit Jala. They did so many projects here. On the level of empowering also, we have 3 factories, let me say, for training youth on main work like olive wood work, mother of pearl, many other ceramics in Bethlehem, in centers in Bethlehem as a vocational center. So on other hand, this is the work of the John Paul II Foundation. But actually the work of John Paul II Foundation here in Bethlehem, the headquarters here, we do so many things. We are dealing with beginning from children up to the youth. For children, we have projects like Children Without Borders that offer the opportunity for children to play football in particular. We have more than 1,500 children playing football all over Palestine with this project. Now, this project is becoming an independent institution as well, association. We also have the Italian language center here in the association, in the foundation in Bethlehem, the Italian language center where we teach Italian language with the Perugia University and giving certificates from Perugia University that enable the graduates to study in Italy. Instead of going in Italy to study 1 year language in Perugia, they study it here with accreditation. So this is another opportunity we are giving to youth. And as I said, that's our part for children. We are also, during the year, we offer so many activities for children, extracurricular activities for children that schools cannot offer. We are offering here in John Paul II music, so many things, different things. It depends on the demand of the children in the school. So this is a summary of John Paul II Foundation in Bethlehem.
When was the organization started here in Bethlehem?
In Bethlehem, 2009.
And what is the mission purpose here?
The mission purpose here is to help the Christian community on all levels, offering them the opportunity, opening new aspects for the children, for the Christian community in Palestine and in the Middle East as well. But not only the Christians. Any project that helps the community, John Paul II is dealing with. Mainly it's for Christians, mainly.
Is life here in Bethlehem very difficult for the Christian community?
You know, in the Middle East, in the Middle East nowadays, life for Christians and for Muslims as well, life is getting difficult for everyone. However, for Christians, we look at ourselves as victims, unfortunately, which is not good, which is not right. Of course, we are getting less and less by numbers. We are getting, opportunities are getting less for us, of course, because if we look at the percentage, it's normal. But it's not, for me in part, I think that it's not a matter of percentage, it's not a matter of number, it's a matter of quality. It's a matter of what we offer, what we can offer to our society. And on the other hand, we see ourselves as one of the main pillars of the society. Our existence here is very important for the society, for the future, for the stability as well, as Christians. On the other hand, we as Christians have so many institutions in the area. I'm talking about Bethlehem, even in Palestine in general. On the level of education, I am a school principal as well. Here I am volunteering at John Paul II, but I am a school principal on my work, my job. So the 99% of the private schools in Palestine are Christian schools, and not non-profit schools, by the way. On the level of education, these are the schools as well as the universities. We have the Bethlehem University, we have the American University in Madaba in Jordan. So on the level of education, we have our share, and this is we are sharing in a big portion in the society. Now, on the level of health, we have hospitals as well. On the level of housing, the Christian community in general, I'm talking about the patriarchates, the churches, are offering apartments and are building apartments for youth, for new married couples, etc. So I think the Christian society here actually is doing the job of the government. Really, it's doing the job. On the other hand, we see our Christian existence very well recognized and accredited on the official level. We have ministers, we are very well represented in the local authorities. So as I said, it's not a matter of, although it is important, the number, the percentage, but it's not a matter of percentage, it's not a matter of numbers, it's a matter of what we are offering to our society, and on the other hand, how our society is looking to us as Christians. We are facing problems, of course we are facing problems, unlike problems in other countries or around us, which is clear, unlike that for many reasons. But still we are facing problems, yes, but on the other hand we are doing our job, we are living our life. What we are facing actually is what the others are facing on the ground, siege, all these things, economical difficulties out of the political situation, as you know. We are facing what the others are facing. I refuse to look to myself or to look to my existence here as something special. I am a citizen, I am Palestinian, I am Arab, Palestinian, Christian living here, so I live like the others. What the others face, I face. What the others get, I get. On the other hand, I look to myself that as a person who can offer more than the others, so I will offer more than the others. This is the life.
Now, you were doing a lot of work with children and youth. Is it important to work with children and youth, particularly while they're still young?
Yes, of course. If you are looking at the future begins with the children, and then it continues with the youth. It ends up with elder people. Why we are dealing with the children? Out of our point of view, the educational point of view, and out of our point of view for a better future. Our main slogan in Children Without Border, not John Paul II Foundation, in John Paul II Foundation is live to empower. But in Children Without Border, we shape the future. Our slogan is that we shape the future. So how do we shape the future? The future is embedded in those children. Whatever we plant, as we say in agriculture, in those children, it will be harvest for our harvest for the future, with those children. So we invest in the children for a better future. We invest in the children. What we do with the children is that all our activities, all our practices, all our projects for the children, with the football, as I said, we plant the teamwork spirit. With football, through football, we help our children to see that there are others living with them, but they have to live together. They have to play together. They have to stay. They are the same. On the other hand, for the other part, I'm talking about Christian, Muslims, or the parts of our society. Through football, as I said, we plant the ideals we need for the future, for a better future. That's why we are dealing with children. Now, with youth, we continue to deal with youth in order to help them to open new aspects in life for them. Aspects here in Palestine, unfortunately, they are very close, and they are getting less out of the situation, you see, out of the occupation, etc. So what we are trying to do, I'll give you an example. Here you have to finish school until the 12th grade, scientific stream, vocational stream, literary stream, etc., etc. Now, after that, what you can do is that going to the university. Otherwise, you go to work as a worker in Israel or anywhere else. What we are actually doing is that giving them another opportunity to train them, like for example, to work in olive wood, to work in mother of pearl, which are the traditional work of Bethlehem, or mother of pearl, olive wood, as I said, and ceramics. We are giving them another opportunity with languages, like the Italian language. We are now planning to do. Actually, we have finished of having our own vocational center through which we can offer our graduate a diploma accredited by the Ministry of Labor to open new aspects for the youth, because youth without hope is actually, as we say, a bomb. I don't know how to say it. It's actually a project not for a bad future, let me say. So that's why we are dealing also with youth for a better future.
Is there a lot of hopelessness on the streets of Bethlehem, but when they come here, you're actually seeing a sense of more hope?
No, hope is something. It's something very difficult to see First of all, hope is something very difficult to define. What kind of hope? So if I look if you are talking about Christians, you are talking about Christians. If I look in the eyes of the Christians, unfortunately, I don't see hope. But when I sit with them, when I look at the results on the ground, I see hope. So the hope is a matter of definition. What do you define hope? What the people hope here? Unfortunately, we are doing a good work. If you talk to someone, frankly, you will see hope in his. But if you complain with him, if you begin complaining, he will continue to complain with you. So hope is something. But generally speaking, I am not very optimistic. Generally speaking, about the situation of. Generally speaking, I'm not very optimistic, and hope is getting less in the hearts of the people in general. I'm not talking about Christians. Out of what we see around us is getting less and less, unfortunately. But what we are trying to do is we are trying to raise hope another time, but along as what we can do. We are not the state. We cannot design political agreements or etc. But what we are trying to do is to raise hope one more time in the hearts of the people through our projects, through our approach, through our concept, through our work, through whatever we can do for them.
Does your work with children and youth keep them off the streets and out of violence? So you're actually bringing peace to the Holy Land?
Yes, of course. Talking about Children Without Borders project, which is now an association, independent association. The vision of Children Without Borders project was to keep children out of the streets, to keep them in the right place, to give them the opportunity to practice the thing they love, they like, to give them the opportunity to spend their free time in a very good way, because free time without anything to do, it's in education disaster for the children. So yes, of course, we are building peace through Children Without Borders, keeping children out of the streets, keeping children, giving them the opportunity to do something constructive through their free time. We are helping the society. We are helping the parents. Parents now are facing problems in raising up their children with all the technology, they do not know what to do with them. So we are actually offering them the opportunity. We are helping the society. We are helping the state as well. This is the work of the state. They have to offer children opportunities, because leaving them in the streets, it doesn't help to build a better future or a good future. Yes, of course, one of our main aims in Children Without Borders is building peace. We are building peace through giving children this opportunity.
Is the Christian message important here for the foundation?
Yes, of course. Our Christian message is embedded in all our projects, in our targets, in our aims, in our vision. Yes, it is. The Christian message is in the core of the work of John Paul II Foundation and all its projects like Children Without Borders and all other, the vocational center, etc. Yes, it is the Christian message that is moving us here. And it's not only moving us, it's the Christian message that encourages us to continue our work. Without this message, without this mission, let me say, it will be something for only to gain profit, and we are not gaining any profit out of this work. As I told you, we are volunteering here.
Yeah, you've said you're a volunteer. Why do you do what you do?
Because I know that this thing will help in the future. I am looking for a better future. I am as an educationist, I am a school principal for 24 years. I see that the future is very important and education is very important. What I cannot do through the school, through the traditional system of the school, I can do through John Paul II Foundation and its projects. Why I'm doing that, why I'm volunteering that, because it's out of my Christian mission. I think that I always remember the words of the late patriarch, Michel Sabah, who said that God wanted us to be Christians, but He wanted us to be Christians here, not Christians in LA or in California or in Paris or in London. It's God's will, it's God's wish, it's God's will that we are Christians here. So we have to think what we should do as Christians here. Otherwise, God could have created us in other places, in another place in the world. So this is part of my mission. That's why we are volunteering. Not myself. So many youth, so many friends are also volunteering in this work out of their Christian message, and because they believe that what this foundation is doing, the projects of this foundation are very important for the future of my children, for the others' children, and also for the future peace, for the peace now and for the future peace. Otherwise, I think the situation will be, unfortunately, just like the neighbor countries faced in a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, without these initiatives, I think we would have faced the same situation that the others faced.
What's your prayer, finally, for the future here, the John Paul II Foundation?
I dream as well that we will be able to reach every corner in Palestine with our project. I wish and pray that we will be able to touch every single person, every single Palestinian, every single person, whether he is in Christian or Muslim, even if we have Jews who are living in the West Bank, to touch everyone who is living on the Holy Land, on Palestine, with our projects, with the embedded message of which is the Christian message, with our projects, so that he can feel, he can remember these things in his future, and he can plant these messages in his children's mind and the life of his children. Imagine if we will be able to do that. I think we will be doing a lot of very important thing for a better future for the Christian life in Palestine.
Okay, Sahail, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.